Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so we have got to get this moon message out. This is crazy. Hold on, let's just do this, get this. A song, just see what we got. Weird. Oh, that's my phone. It's messing with me. Oh, I don't know what's happening here. I've been talking about this with other people. Anybody else been having their phones messing up? Randomly spazzing out, shifting through a whole bunch of stuff, scrolling. Oh yeah, what's the other song? Daryl Todd just popped in my head. Things are fixing to get real good. And see, now I can use these songs and I can hate them for the person who showed me this music, right? Showed me these certain songs like Cody Jinks and who's the other guy? Jamie Johnson and Terrell Dodd and all them. You know, this moon, all right, let's get into the astrology of this moon. This moon is so important to the twin narrative timeline here, guys. You guys have no idea. This is the closing out of a 19-year cycle, okay? If you were born between 82 and 84, you have a Gemini North Node, Sagittarian South, but you have a twin destiny North Node, okay? Think about what happened to you when you turned 1920-ish, because that was when you had your first nodal twin return. Who did you meet? Where did you move to? I moved here. What's going on now? 19 years. You're having a new nodal. It's okay. All right. You've been having a nodal return for the last 2 years if you were born between 82 and 84. Okay. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. I have no idea if I even said that. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is going to be a very special cards and coffee. We're going to do the astrology and then a cards and coffee with it, okay? Most important 3D 45, the timeline for the main line of the collective, and then a all signs at the end. So hang around, okay? Not sure how long we're going to go today, but I know I needed to get this out, all right? We got the full frost blood moon coming up on November 19th, right? This is going to be an eclipsing moon. It's going to be one of the longest eclipsing moons in like 100 years. I think the last time it happened, that was even close to this amount of time that it's going to be eclipsing, which means it's going to be pink this whole time, right? It was about 100 years ago, and it's not going to be the only time it's going to be beat by this eclipse is going to be like 1,000 years from now. So that's just highlighting the energy of the wave that's happening right now. There is a massive karmic clearing of debt from generational timelines going on. All right? This eclipse is highlighting the nodal shifts, right? Which are moving from the energy of the twins and the hunter to the energy of the bull and the scorpion. The north node points towards your future energies, the south, the past. There is a closing to the twin hunter runner timelines. Okay? You got Mercury at 21 degrees. There you go. Oh, and this is all playing, like I said, the reason this is highlighting it so much, right? The nodes right now are in Gemini and Sagittarius, right? They're going to be shifting in towards Taurus and Scorpio. And now the moon is in Taurus and the sun is in Scorpio. See where I'm going with this? So the energy of what timeline you're getting ready to get into that will carry you next 19, 20 years, this is what's coming into play, okay? The energy is coming in. So we got Mercury in Scorpio, 21 degrees, bringing in the 3. This is bringing in the messages of who do you communicate well with? Who understands when you speak? Who doesn't? Living like you feel no one understands you is the loneliest feeling in the world. It is not a matter of how much you communicate if the other person doesn't. Communication requires understanding on both sides. You can talk till your face turns blue, but if people don't understand what you're saying, you're not communicating, okay? That's like one person speaking Spanish, the other person speaks English. Y'all can sit there and talk all you want all day long. You are not communicating if you do not understand the other person, right? Pay attention to who's like that with you. We got Mars also in Scorpio, and this is carries the message of the best battle strategies sometimes are just avoiding the conflict. Remember, the object of war is always supposed to be peace, not profit. Are you fighting for greed or are you fighting for need? We've got Venus here in Capricorn, 12, bringing in 3 again. A lot of 3, 6, 9s in here, guys. Just to throw that out there. Look up some Tesla, okay? It's time to embrace friendships again and drop the toxic past relationship patterns and programmings. Love is neither possessive or cruel. You do not prove your love by showing how much pain you can endure for another person, and you do not prove your love by isolating yourself with that person. This is bringing in the strong message of no. We've got to drop the toxic narrative to where this twin, you find your twin or you find your soulmate or you find your perfect partner, and then you slowly come together and integrate everybody else out of your lives. We've got to break that. That is codependent. That is, you know what I'm saying? Big message I'm getting from a lot of the 3s here is like, think of sitcoms, think of TV shows, think of Friends, Big Bang Theory, Gilmore Girls, Dawson's Creek, all that jazz, the Babysitter's Club, whatever you want to get, whatever you watch or whatever you get into, right? There's never just, if a TV show literally was just 2 people all the time and there was no outside characters, no outside friends, even King of Queens, dude had all his friends come over and hang out. There's friends in the equation. This is what Venus is really, really highlighting with this. And this is the closing out of this toxic twin narrative, right? All right, we got Jupiter, Capricorn, 24 degrees, bringing in the 6. A deep undercurrent carrying the whispers from the past. The sense of all this had a purpose. If I'm going to carry anything from the past to the future, it's going to be the good stuff. I got a lot of like the 6 of Cup energy off of this, right? Playing with Venus right here. And that's a lot of don't cast negative future timelines. If you're going to recreate the past, recreate the positive aspects of the past, especially like with kids and things like that, we like to recreate our own childhood memories. But the thing is, you just got to remember not to put too much expectation on whatever it is you're doing, right? Remembering too, I also got remember the best memories were made when things were going wrong. You know, I've got this distinct memory of being stuck in a campground when I was little and making all these little friends, and we didn't get to finish our trip to Disney World, but we still had a great time that summer. One time I went to try to take the kids to the park and the car broke down, and we ended up having a picnic on the side of the road. We found wild grapes and some trails and all kinds of crazy stuff, right? There's a matter of going with the flow and remembering those things. Remember that it wasn't always perfect. We have a bad habit of painting the past as being either better or worse than it actually was. 50% of whatever you remember is actually wrong. That's science. That's people smarter than me put electrodes in people's heads and found that out, right? So we got Saturn and Aquarius at 8 degrees. This is a time to integrate and get creative about switching up your routines. No time? Well, are you educating yourself or are you distracting yourself? Are you focusing on where you are stuck or where you are going to be making movement? I always get the big message with this kind of energy of, and this is the infinite, what, you're stuck in a rut, right? And it's your decision. What, you can be stuck in a rut or you can get yourself into a groove. Right? It's always, are you distracting yourself or are you working on yourself, right? If you don't have time, then where can you make time? There's excuses or there's solutions. You are going to find whatever it is you're searching for, right? You'll find whatever it is you're searching for. There'll always be a reason. There'll always be a reason for someone who doesn't want to work out. They'll find a way not to work out. They'll have an excuse not to work out. They'll know that they need to lose weight for health purposes and for things of that nature, but they won't do any of that, and they will have a myriad of excuses, right? Addicts always have a long line of excuses on either one, how they're not an addict, and two, on how why they can't stop or why they have to, or something to give them a reason to keep doing it, right? That's what it is. Are you focusing on keeping yourself stuck in negative, toxic behavioral patterns, or are you focusing on trying to shift your patterns? It's not a matter of New Year's resolution, wake up tomorrow and you're going to work out every day and nothing's ever going to go wrong and get in your way. But it's a matter of slowly changing tiny things in your routine that will domino into healthier long-term routines, right? We even say in the magic community, you really want to get into changing your routine. Wake up in the morning, light a candle, say one really good positive affirmation to yourself and blow that candle out before you leave the house. That is adding one positive thing to your routine, and I guarantee if you do that, it will start to domino into other positive decisions in your day. We've got Neptune and Pisces at 2 degrees. Now, Neptune is at home at Pisces. That is its plant. That is its sign to be in, right? So your intuition is going to be highlighted very highly. It's going to be pointing very strongly. If you guys haven't started getting major numbers and synchronicities and messages and stuff like that, they're going to be coming in faster and faster and faster to try to get you to make a solid decision on what and where directions you're trying to get to, right? And it's definitely bringing in the message of bringing back into balance, right? You got to bring stuff back into balance, right? You know, whatever your thing is, your thing could be overspending. You need to balance your budget, right? Check your things. I've been telling everybody that for a long time. Keep checking your things. Look for those bogus charges. Look for things, there's a lot of balancing checkbooks, balancing your time, balancing, home and work, balancing. It's a big message of where you need to find balance. And where things are unbalanced is where it will highlight the negative aspects, right? They'll bring you things that cause problems. What you'll notice something somewhere struggling, or every time you go to try to do something over here, it keeps breaking down. What I can't seem to do my videos because my computer keeps messing up, things keep breaking, things keep happening. Well, it's doing that because you need to spend more time with your family. There's someone you need to call. There's a course you need to take. You need to check on a bill that you might have forgot at the beginning of the month. You know what I'm saying? There's something missing somewhere else, and the universe is trying to stop you from distracting yourself. It's like, yes, I know this is important to you, and I know you want to get this done, but you're missing something, okay? And it'll keep trying to redirect you to look over here, look, until you do. Okay, we got Uranus in Taurus at 12, bringing in 3 again, right? This is enlightenment, right? This is enlightenment. Enlightenment towards how we communicate with others once again. Not just with your romantic partner. Are you truly able to work within a tribe? Now, when it comes to stuff like this is also enlightenment as to you need to pay attention to your partner. If you're in a relationship, and if every time you try to integrate friends into it, it turns into some weird funky third party shit because your partner is super jealous or you get super jealous, you guys got to pay attention to that. What? You cannot live your life in a bubble with your partner thinking that anytime they're nice to anybody of the opposite sex, or sometimes even the same sex, that there's going to be something there, right? You can't live like that. Nobody wants to live like that, okay? And this, with being in Taurus, definitely does highlight all the stubborn aspects of the programming and things of that nature. But let's not forget, too, this is enlightenment in Taurus, and Taurus's planet is Venus. Taurus's sign, or Taurus's card, is the Hierophant, the truth seeker, right? So this is definitely highlighting seeking the truths within all your relationships, right? And focusing on which ones bring you the frequency of love and genuine abundance, right? If the friends are genuinely on the same wavelength of love and abundance, then you're not going to get that lust and greed vibe, that cheaty vibe, that toxic vibe, for sure. Okay, now here we go. North Node in Gemini is at 1 degree, right? No, we didn't just shift into it. It counts down. The nodes travel backwards through the zodiac, right? So this is the final countdown, the last 1 degree of the North Node in Gemini. It won't come back to the twin energy for another 19 years. It takes about 19 years. It spends about 18 months in each node, right? So the moon is highlighting this transition. This is the final countdown to the end of the toxic twin runner tracer timelines. Moving into Taurus, centering around traditions and what beliefs we choose to be steadfast in. This is a moment to take all that has happened and all you have learned to create new traditions and new timelines, right? This is a matter of, it is a time of massive karmic clearing on genetic and DNA ancestral lines. And we've been saying that for a while. If you follow any of the other Pleiadians and stuff, and I haven't even been watching anybody, this is just one of my friends, when I mentioned to her the other day that the energies were getting crazy, brought this into play for me, and she's like, oh, we've been talking about this in the Pleiadian groups and things like that, that there is a major, massive karmic purge. If you're wondering why people are passing, there's a lot of weird deaths, not really involved COVID, right? They are, but they're not going on. I did hear one person mention that a lot of that is people volunteering now to cross over to give the rest of their timeline to others. Here's the thing. There's no set timelines anymore. Right? Just because you lived this timeline in the past doesn't mean you need to do it again. And a lot of the hard things with, especially if you're working within the twin flame dynamic areas and soulmates and things of that nature, is with the twin flame timelines, one, it is very rare for twins to even come together and make it on a timeline. Their timelines are designed specifically to be super intense so that they evolve as quickly as possible. Makes sense? And they rarely work out. So if you figure the program runs, I am spitballing. Do not take anything I say as literal. These are just basic my understanding and my own mental way of putting all this together, right? So if you say, the timeline's whatever, 500 to 1,000 years, right? So you're running these lifetimes over and over and over and over and over again for 500 to 1,000 years with the same cluster. I never say you don't come just with the twin. It's a cluster. You travel in soul clusters, right? Now, every now and then someone will be bumped out of a cluster in order for them to find their way back to it in order to make the timeline work. But for the most part, you travel in clusters. In the timelines that you don't come together with your twin for whatever reason, right? Their soul evolution needed to take a different lifetime, a different life, in order to learn something else, and it did not plan to come together with you in that particular lifetime. You think you never found love? Think you never fell in love with anybody? What? I mean, just seriously think about it. I mean, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritties of it, my first boyfriend, I've been laughing about this all week, 'cause I didn't forget about him. It never came up. And then these kids are all talking about, oh, I got a boyfriend in the 2nd grade and stuff like that. I'm like, it's so cheesy. Kids are so cheesy, right? But his name was Michael Harmon, and he had such a huge crush on me, right? You think he never fell in love with anybody else the whole rest of his life? Think of how many times you've fallen in love. Man, people ask me, how many times have you fallen in love? Man, every single fucking time. I'm a triple fire sign. I love love. So you think these timelines, you fell in love with these people, right? And you had happy lives with them. Happy lives, children, created more souls for your soul cluster, brought them in, worked out tons of contracts, things of that nature. Well, now these people pop up in your life. And those are my definition of the karmics, right? Doesn't have to be, the word karmic's got such a negative connotation on it. It doesn't need to be a negative karmic relationship, right? The other thing what about other people that was in your past lives? What if the feeling that you feel for somebody and it's like you recognize them from a past life, but what really gets you is like you remember like this very sibling-esque relationship with them, you remember them as being a brother or a sister or a parent or something. You're like, I don't know what it is. It's a very intense, strong connection. I know for some reason something in me loves you very, very much. I just can't pinpoint exactly what it is. It doesn't have to be romantic. Now, you want to get into where I was when I was 19. I'm going to go ahead and give you my little bit of story so that you can understand that this magic for this moon was a focus on releasing these timelines. So if you are going to be doing any type of casting, you're going to want to be doing a cord cutting and a releasing and a calling all of your energy back to yourself, right? So when I was 19, I moved down here. And it's where I met my second husband first. I met my first husband through him, hanging out at his house, right? He was my best friend. Even through my marriage and everything else, we could always go out, we could always party, we could always have a good time. We always talked constantly, all that stuff, right? He'd tell me all these amazing adventures. He'd take all his little girlfriends on and stuff like that. We'd go to the bars. I'd help him pick up chicks. Dude, ain't nothing gonna get you the easiest. There's always some chick with some sort of major confidence issue that will happily steal someone they think is prettier than them's man and go out into the parking lot and show them a real good time. And that happened pretty easily. I got him a lot of tail. So, we were just friends like that. And then I broke up with my first husband and we started dating and then we got married about it. Dude, it all comes down to this. Good, bad, ugly, or otherwise, all that good time, all that twin. And I would say that person felt like a twin. They did. They felt like they were supposed to be my forever person. But coming into all the retrogrades that just happened, and on Halloween, the weekend of Halloween was my ex-step-father-in-law's funeral service down here. He died weeks ago, but he died up higher in the state, and they did a service down here the weekend of Halloween. Everybody came to town, and that's when I learned that they're just lies, not just any lies, but the same exact lies that they told me about their first wife. Or the same exact stories. I'm not going to say lies, because I could totally see her doing it, and I know she's done stuff like that. See, that's my thing, though. But now, that one lie that they came and they told when they came down here, or, well, apparently they've been telling it, it's just there were so many people in town that they couldn't keep it in the bubble anymore, was all I needed. What? Oh. No. Now I know. Now I know. I wondered and I analyzed it and I'm like, what the hell? And everything else and all this stuff. And that one lie was like, bam, what? If you can tell that lie about me, then I don't believe anything you've ever said to me anymore. 19 years of nothing but lies. I don't believe a single fucking word. I can truly, genuinely let go of that karmic toxic twin. So for my ritual, I will be burning these. And I just wanted to make sure that I put them out there. For the stalkers, these are completely unopened. These were mailed April 2019. This is April 13th, April 10th, April 10th. This was the grand attempt to be like Noah from the Notebook. He made it 3 letters in, 1 week, 3 letters in. And by all accounts, this last one is nothing but erotic, porny stuff that I was so heartbroken over when he said that I never opened them. And I'm not going to, because they're all bullshit lies. It's all lies. So my cord cutting ritual will be burning these. I've already burned everything from my first husband, so, and that'll be a closing out of a 19-year timeline, opening up to new ones. All right, so 3D, 4D, 5D. Let's see what's collective going on here. 3D line. What? Definitely Ace of Wands. Right? I love how she's like impassioned to dive into her own emotions, right? The waters of her own emotions. Like there's passion, but there's some sort of like meditative release for me for this. There's definitely tears. I get a lot of bath rituals will be a good idea for people this month too, right? Love the lilies. Right? There's definitely a lot of releasing. Queen of Cups. Right? Seizing back in to take control. Diving into your emotions to take control of your emotions. Ace of Swords. Clearing your mind to get that transformation. I love how it's snowy with the butterfly. Right? Butterfly is a major transformation card, right? There's still conflicts, but they're moving on from conflicts. Right? Not paying attention to it. Not my monkey, not my circus, not my monkeys, right? Not my problem anymore. All right, on the 4D, I do see you got the Queen of Cups, right? Definitely trying to keep in control of her energies here. Right? There is still the message of there could be a possible slight indulgence, focusing on like it's like all this cup's being offered to you, but you keep staring at these 3 cups and you don't see this coming in, right? So there's definitely paying attention to that. I feel like with this Queen of Swords energy in the middle, there's definitely a divine feminine energy I'm picking up on this time. There's definitely a torn in between these two, right? The Queen of Cups and the Queen of Hearts. Or the Queen of Cups is the Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Right? The Queen of Cups is sitting here staring at her cup. The Queen of Swords is looking out over her kingdom, right? They're both focusing on 2 different aspects here. And I think that might be why you might be missing something here. The Queen of Swords might have, I get a sense of what? This one's looking for love. This one's looking for red flags. That's what I'm getting. Looking for red flags here. But there's definitely a decision that needs to be made. See, there's a decision that needs to be made, but I don't think that you even know all the options. Or this person even knows all the options. And I think that might be what's causing a bit of a stalemate here at the end here. What? I don't know what decision to make because I don't feel like I see all the options. This is on the 40 line. What? I really don't feel like I see all the options. All right. Well, damn if this doesn't just play right into that first timeline there and everything I've been saying, right? You got the Six of Pots, right? Nostalgia, looking back, all those fond memories. Don't we love Facebook? Here's your dog that died and your ex-girlfriend from 3 years ago. You know, this is Six of Cups energy, right? Looking back on the past, right? I got the Eight of Cups. A needing to move on from it, though. A needing to release it in order to move on from it. It is not the past memories that hurt to let go of. That's not what hurts you. It's not the past memories that you're letting go of that hurts you. It was that whole timeline. It's the future timeline that you're never going to have with that person that haunts you, right? But you got the Seven of Swords here right in the middle. Just confirming. What? Lies. There was a lot of lies. There was a lot of betrayal. There was a lot of deception. There was a lot of manipulation. A lot of people are dealing... I mean, I know narcissist is used so much. And it's sad because we're literally in what's called the selfie era with these millennials. So everybody does have a lot of narcissistic traits. You need to. It's... like all toddlers are narcissists. Like it's a default programming for survival and to take care of yourself. But a lot of people have been dealing with a lot of severe manipulators, and it's time to break those toxic circles, right? And I love that message with this card too, because it's almost like, remember when she's going through the labyrinth, and as smart as she thought she was, I'm going to use my lipstick and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw X's and arrows and stuff so that way I can find my way. You know, I know where I've been. And then she realizes somebody's been turning the tiles. I get a strong message of don't beat yourself up if you didn't notice people were flipping your tiles and distracting you, right? You know, don't get mad at the goblins for doing what goblins do, right? It was important. It was important. It was important to, it was important for you to be able to clear that karmic timelines, the negative karmic energies, so that the good karmic energies can come through easier. It was important to teach you lessons, right? I do a lot of like using the game metaphors. Like when you're done playing a game, it'll tell you how much of a percentage of a game that you won, that you played. Like you could beat the game and you get to the end, it says you only played 20% of the game. There was 300 and something hours worth of playtime that you could have had, and you could have developed all kinds of skills and stuff like that. Sometimes if you skip a side quest, you'll make it to the end and then you'll realize that side quest was so important and it gave you the magic sword that you needed in order to defeat the guy at the end. But because you were in a rush, you skipped the side quest. This was all done on purpose to make sure that you got the maximum amount out of your playtime and that you completed all your side quests, right? Because you're going to need all your stabs to move forward, right? You're going to need to prepare. You're going to need to prepare. You're going to need to use your foresight and your intuition in order to do this, right? Careful with your foresight, because your foresight is really your ego. And your ego tends to look for red flags instead of green flags first. Do not let your ego use your foresight to block you from making your moves, right? Keep preparing. Even if you can't make moves forward, prepare. Do things in your life that prepares you for whatever it is you're working towards, right? Use your intuition to guide you on which steps that you should take and when. It will start to become clearer, right? Turn towards the past. I love this card, right? Where is it? We all face time. And a lot of us are fighting time. And you can't fight time. You will eventually grow old too. Right? You'll never be lovelier than you are right now. Love that line in that movie, right? This is the one, right? This is the one who's been flipping your tiles, right? This person needs other people's energy to survive, right? You see how gnarly and skinny and gross looking he sees sitting on his little stone, on his little throne there, this nasty looking feet. Number 9 here, right? This person can't take care of themselves, right? They're sickly. They can't take care of themselves. They've got a million excuses on why everybody else needs to give them attention and take care of them. This is an empty, empty void of a person, there's nothing you can do for these people. And it's sad because this can pop up in anybody's. This has got a lot of people get mad, right? But truly, genuinely, this is the card of the narcissist, the clinical narcissist. Now, blaming a clinical narcissist for their clinical narcissism, granted, you do not need to tolerate toxic behavior and things that put you at detriment, point blank, period. But we also do need to understand that it is a mental health disorder. And that's just as much as telling somebody else with a mental health disorder to not have it. They can't. They can't. They can't. I'll say it again. They can't. They won't. They don't know they're narcissists. It is their purpose. They came in hardwired to be that. Like, people are always so mad at toxic people, and it's like they're not really toxic. Like, on the other side, they chose that when they came in. They're like, what? I'm gonna play the bad guy. World of Warcraft, what? Sometimes your friends play the Horde. Sometimes you play the good guy, sometimes you play the Horde, right? You came in to do that on purpose. What? The game would have been no fun, right? A story makes no sense without a villain. Much Ado About Nothing. That is a beautiful one. Watch the Masterpiece Theater's version of Much Ado About Nothing. That is a beautiful, beautiful movie for this whole reading. Oh my God, for the whole thing, for the twin flames, for the toxics, Much Ado About Nothing, the Masterpiece Theater one with Keanu Reeves, right? Keanu Reeves is the bad guy in it, and then the guy from Masterpiece talks about that, right? He's like, why was he a villain? Nobody ever explains why he was an asshole. Why did he cause drama? Why did he, and it's like, it doesn't matter. What? The story needed something. It would have been boring if everybody just went to the party and immediately fell in love with all their partners and blah, 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 blah. If Cinderella didn't run away at the end of the ball and make the prince chase her, what a boring story that would have been. Nobody would have read that. If the Little Mermaid hadn't had to give up her voice and everything else, nobody would have read it if it wasn't hard, if it wasn't difficult, if they didn't have things to overcome, right? That's what you love about those sappy love movies, isn't it? Movies that make you cry, movies that scare you. Why on earth would I want to choose a timeline where my friend would attack me? What? You wanted the adrenaline rush. Alright, get some things from the deck of many things. And this deck was actually created for the purpose of twins out of contact twins. Or for me, it's not so much out of contact twins, because I keep saying this. I was like, the twin, good, bad, or ugly, karmic, false twin, whatever it was, whatever that first hardcore telenetic, energetic connection that you made, was made for the sole purpose of activating you to your fucking abilities. That's all it's meant to do. The rest of that was all your own programming in your own brain, putting all that other bullshit onto it, right? All right, well, we got... we're all in some kind of trouble here. Am I the only one who sees it? Right? Everybody's got something going on. Education is the kindling of the flame, not the filling of a vessel, right? There's no end to education, right? There's no end to learning. What that rabbit hole will always be there forever and ever, right? The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. Excuses are solutions, right? I got every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. That's been another thing. Stop worrying about your body. Just stop it. I am so freaking for real. Stop it. What? I mean, unless you live in Hollywood and work on movie sets and stuff like that. But even then, those people don't look like that, right? Like, not in real life. They look like normal people in real life. When they're not done up in their makeups and their Spanx and their blah, blah, blah and all their bullshit and their professionalist hair dones and stuff like that. When they're just normal people leaving their houses, they're just normal people. Right? Movie stars have babies, end up with stretch marks. It happens. Look up Liv Tyler right now. If you're really upset about yourself, look up Liv Tyler right now. She's probably My size are a little bit bigger after having kids. It says, find happiness before you seek money. And that is very true. If you are unhappy, you're not going to be able to get on the abundant frequency. You need to be able to find that happiness within yourself before you can get on the frequency of love and or money. I do get a sense, though, it's a time to start focusing more on the realistic aspects of life than it is to focus on relationships. Like, I mean, think about movies that if you want to put it in timeline perspective, think of like Downton Abbey and Pride and Prejudice and stuff like that. The older timelines and dictated that you took time to find a solid life partner. It wasn't a romance. It wasn't just that, right? Like, that's great. If you can find that, that's amazing. That's awesome. But in the end, if the person's not a suitable life partner, right? If they don't have the same end goals as you do, if they don't match your frequency, it's not going to work. There's plenty of relationships up there. There's a group of 2 people that I follow on YouTube, and it's a paraplegic and his wife, and their routines and stuff like that. And she started out as a nurse, and they fell in love, and they're together, and da-da-da. And you could say that's a codependent relationship. He would literally die without her. But in order to find another relationship, he would always have to have it in his mind that this person, whoever he's going to be with, has to be able to handle his disease, his problems, what goes on with him, and not have issues with it. Because I'll tell you another storyline with that is I worked for this woman whose son owned 3 gas stations, a couple of strip clubs, motorcycles, fancy cars, money, smoking hot fiance. And he wrecked his motorcycle. And he got paralyzed from the neck down and became a quadriplegic at that point. And his fiance did her best. She took the classes. She learned how to take care of him. She got him back from the hospital. And she took care of him for a while. But eventually, she couldn't. It wasn't in her. She couldn't do it. She couldn't live with it. It was too much for her. Watch the Stephen Hawkins movie. They fell in love before he got sick, but towards the end, they couldn't. They could no longer make that work, The fairy tale's fine, but there has to be some reality, right, guys? All right, let's see. I'll get you a couple of magic cards. For anybody else who might need a little help with that. Oh, no. What am I doing? I said I was going to do an all signs, didn't I? I'm losing it, y'all. Losing it. Should we do a story time? Let's get final story time. Well, not final story time. You know I'm going to do them again. I love this little deck. Speaking of stories, all right. Stories for... Like I said, these energies, the shift ends right after the winter solstice. And remember, I told you guys the winter solstice is coming in with a Venus retrograde. I forget what sign it's retrograding in because I lost my papers. Okay. Alrighty. Got the Crossroads 22, Queen of Pentacles. Alright, so we'll do the Crossroads again. Path, decision, direction, choices. The path taken remains a quintessential motif in any fairy tale. Many heroes and heroine is made at this critical point on the road. The road you take will influence everything that happens from this point on. Where the crossroad appears in your spread, you have choices to make. Which direction will be the best one for you? There's many hidden faces here. These are your subconscious thoughts helping you to make the most of this card. Do you take the left or do you take the right path? You must weigh all the possibilities to make the right decision. This card won't give you all the answers, but the nearby ones might give you some clues to help clarify the situation. Pay attention to all options available to you right now. The closer to the card represents, the more time sensitive the decision is. Sometimes the worst thing we can do is not make a decision at all. I have said this before too. Indecision is a decision. Not making a choice is making a choice not to make a choice. Right? It's one of these, oh man, I gotta shit or get off the pot. Write that forever. Alright, we're gonna do our labyrinth deck since this is, oh y'all, man, these energies have been crazy. I'm ready to just get through Thanksgiving. One more week, and I get to go take a week off in a town in Illinois of 800 people. I can't wait. I love it. Cold, quiet, plenty of woods. All right, so all signs, crossroads. What messages have we get for each sign? Aries. I got a 4 of Cups reversed, the 5 of Feathers upright, and the 7 of Wands reversed. I've got, I definitely got a sense of overcoming, overindulgence. The conflict may still be there, but the battle is over. If you let the battle just be over, you can go ahead and drop your defenses and move on. Right? The battle's over. The battle is, oh man, what is this? The game ends as soon as you stop playing, right? Stop engaging in the conflicts. But you did the battle's over. The 5 of Swords, right? It's 5 of Feathers in this deck, but the 5 of Swords in a regular deck is usually the one person sitting there smiling, picking up swords, and another person's crying off in the background and railing, right? So it's a matter of which one are you? Are you ready just to collect your swords and move on with your life? If you are, then you can go ahead and move on and you can drop your defenses. Don't be defensive just because you just came out of a highly combative situation, right? Make sense? Taurus. Taurus, I got focus on celebrations for sure. Focus on celebrations. What? 3 of Cups. Ace of Cups, right? I love it. It's pot cooking, right? Focus on the celebrations you're heading towards. Focus on that good food, family, and fun, filling up your cup. Like I said, made with love means I licked the spoon and kept on cooking with it. And then we have the 8 of Wands, right? Keep moving in that solid direction. Maintain that wonderful energy, and it'll help you keep moving forward and moving on from the toxic shit. Gemini. Gemini, we have the Magician, Knight of Pots. In between, we have the 9 of Junk, which is Pentacles, so that's good. You got the Magician, right? The Magician can either be the manipulator or they can be very powerful. You know, it's Jareth in this movie, but they are in control of everything, right? So it's a matter of manifesting your own destiny and manifesting your own reality. Jareth is the master of manifesting his own reality, right? The whole thing is his reality that he pulls you into. Got the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Pots here, right? Definitely focusing on manifesting your own kingdom. Cancer. Cancer. I got the Five of Cups here. Focusing on spilt cups, focusing on things that have gone wrong in the past. I got the Moon reversed. This is negating to take some child. This is a refusal here. This is what I'm picking up. Sorry for you, but Cancer. This is a refusal of accepting where you play into your own toxic timelines, to where you self-sabotage yourself. I'm getting the strong sense of you're blocking yourself from your own. You're not wanting to make the moves. You're not wanting to make the changes. You're not wanting to do the inner work to change, to stop these Five of Cups, right? And because you're focusing on the past and you're focusing on what everybody else did wrong, and you're refusing to see yourself, it's going to block you from that abundance energy. Either that, or you have it's a Knight or a Page. Pretty sure it's a Knight. No, it's a Page of Junk. You have somebody that could be giving you very bad advice when it comes financially too. Just to put that out there. There could be somebody who gives you very bad financial advice, and you're not seeing it for what it is. Who am I on? Leo. We have the King of Poles here. King of Fire going on here. We have the Six of Junk, Six of Pentacles, and the Four of Rods. Well, you definitely have a fiery masculine energy here playing into part. The King of Wands has a lot of great ideas, enthusiasm. He generally likes to help other people create their own realities. Believe it or not, as much as he likes to create his own, just being creative and working in a creative environment just gets him pumped. He likes to see things happening. That's all there is to it. He likes change. He likes, the excitement of it all, right? You get the Six of Pentacles. I got a lot of even give and take, especially when it comes to finances and working together as a team. And then you got a Four of Wands here, which for us has always been the 1111 doorway card, right? This is the building the foundations for a solid home. I get a lot of sense of home, marriage, building a solid, stable environment, right? Like if there is fun and fire and chaos, it's stable, controlled, not burning the house down, but hanging out around a fire pit type of thing, right? Virgo. Two of Feathers. Ten of Cups. Ooh, the World reversed. Now, the World reversed in this deck, right? Definitely have a decision to make about what is your Ten of Cups, okay? So this is what I'm getting the feeling of is I think you're afraid to enter the labyrinth, honestly. You're afraid to enter the maze, right? You're afraid to enter the unknown in some way, shape, or form, right? Which is cool because you guys definitely tend to have like OCD-esque traits and things of that nature. You can overthink a lot and think yourself out of a lot of good times for sure. But I'm definitely getting if you want that Ten of Cups, you need to really decide what? The labyrinth is Jared's world. Do you really want to live in Jared's world? Do you really want to live in somebody else's reality? Do you want to create your own? If you truly sat back and not your logic and not all the other bullshit and not what TV told you should want and not what you think if you get people will like you more for, but genuinely, truly, deep down in your heart, without the opinions and bullshit of everybody else, close your eyes and really think what would be your dream environment? Where would you, like, say you like to have coffee in the morning and go sit outside? What would be the view that you want to see? You know? What colors would you choose for your own space? I said this too because a lot of people are getting their own space right now. And especially people who've never lived alone before or suddenly living alone. It is a very, very empowering and surreal feeling when you finally are in a space of your own. It's something a lot of us like didn't even get as children, especially if you shared rooms with siblings in your childhood. You never got to really, truly, genuinely decorate your own space the way you would want to decorate it, the way you would want it, right? So this is I feel a lot of decisions on if you genuinely want to have that 10 of cups. You need to make sure that the world you're creating is your reality and you're not creating somebody else's reality for them, or you're not maintaining somebody else's reality for them, right? That was deep. All right, Libras. All right, Libras, as feminines, you guys, I got the Empress here, right? What's the stepmom too? Right, the Empress is in control. The Empress knows what she likes. She likes to handle her shit, right? And she likes to take care of business, but she's also very loving and nurturing, right? The Empress makes sure everybody stays fed, everybody stays alive, right? She does make sure that she keeps a fair balance, though, and her needs are met as well. Right? The Empress likes to have her nails done. Libras go nowhere without a little bit of flash, a little bit of bling, and a little tiny bit of sparkle. Not especially when they're in their full energy. You got the King of Pots here. The King of Cups. And I just get a sense that this is someone who's willing to take out your trash and deal with your garbage bullshit. I still love you. But, right? And then you got the Ace of Junk here. So I love it. I love how I love how she's like surrounded by all her little tchotchkes and shit like that too. She looks very Libra-esque. I don't know. This is someone who definitely has their own baggage and things of that nature. But someone is coming together with someone who doesn't mind, who understands their baggage and their nature, right? And there's definitely a ton of potential there with the Ace of Junks. Pentacles, if you didn't know. With this deck. Scorpio. Scorpio, you just get a sense of coming out. You got the Sun card here, right? So there's definitely this energy of, I don't know, coming into some sort of warmth and vital energy, or wanting to come back into this warm energy. There's a reverse Page of Feathers here and the Three of Swords, Three of Feathers, right? Reverse Page of Swords. This, which is someone who's opinionated, nasty. This person is fake. This person, whereas I've used the metaphor for Monty Python and the Holy Grail with this, where they dress the girl up as a witch. You know, upright, I'm like, it was different. But I'm just getting the sense of somebody dressing someone up to be like what they're not. Right? Using words to dress somebody up as what they're not. This is a third-party situation that's going on here. This also could be between a Leo and a air sign that you're debating between. Trying to feel it. I gotta see him. Yeah, I'm just getting a lot of just toxic words, really. Just a lot of toxic words. Definitely third-party situations. People's minds are in other places. Something with this Page of Feathers. And I don't know if it's you or it's somebody that you're dealing with, but there's definitely someone, I feel like, causes third-party situations. Like, even if they're not real, they'll paint the illusion just to make you jealous. Makes sense? Or just to get you, just to knock you off your vibe because they're having a bad day. They'll come up with a way to give you a bad day. You know, if it's you doing that, don't be petty. Don't create third-party situations. That's my big thing with the third-party situation card, right? It doesn't necessarily mean cheating. Anybody can be a third party in your relationships, right? Your best friend. I mean, think about it. When you're little, my mom wasn't exactly a huge fan of Luna growing up. You know, that's a third-party situation. That's someone on the outside who talks negatively about someone that you really care about. Third parties that influence relationships. Third-party people influence relationships that have nothing to do with them. But all three people are engaged in this. And it is a choice if you want to be engaged in this and bring yourself this kind of pain. Now, if you're dealing with someone in your life that keeps bringing it up and keeps bringing in things to make you feel jealous, to make you feel, or to try to get your friends to go away, that's the one thing that's been being highlighted right now. What? You're not supposed to be isolated. Someone's trying to get you to remove all your friends. That's third party. That's your partner being a third party to your other friendships. Same time, you don't let them influence back and forth. You be the center of your control. You be the sun in your universe. You want warmth and vitality? You choose who's blocking your light. Ooh. Sagittarius, 2 of Wands, 10 of Wands. Sorry, 7 of Swords reversed. I get a lot of, you need balance. You need to unburden yourself. And the only way you're going to unburden yourself is to stop lying. Sag. Love Sagittarius. Even if it was the best of intentions, y'all. You're burdened because you're lying about something. You're either lying about your burdens and you don't want help. Why do I get this scene? Oh my God, that's such a thing too. It's the scene from 28 Days. It's that movie where Sandra Bullock goes to rehab, right? And when she's in rehab, the doctor goes, you have a hard time asking for help. Because you have a hard time asking for help. You never ask for help. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And this is a big thing for a lot of people, right? A lot of masculine energies and signs. But they make her wear a sign that says, I have trouble asking for help. If you see me struggling, please help me. I feel like a lot of, one, the 10 of Wands always comes, the 2 comes with the decision, right? So this is inspiration and creation to move into a new direction, right? But you got to find that balance first. It's usually someone on stilts or of that nature, right? Learning how to balance so that you can move forward. But you have too many burdens. You've got too many burdens, and I feel like you've lied about a bunch. Or you need to stop lying to yourself about certain things, right? If you want to overcome some of these burdens and reorganize them so that they won't be so burdensome. Let your burdens be so burdensome. Stop lying. All right, and then we got Capricorn here. Capricorn, we got the Justice card here. I love it. It's the Oubliette helping hands. We got the 2 of Cups, definitely divine soul connection going on here. We got the 4 of Junk reversed. She said down. Right. I don't know. know, I'm getting the strong sense of, like, it's not about justice per se, but this is definitely the universe will confirm and do for you whatever you're asking it to do for you, right? Do you want to go up or do you want to go down? Right? She said down. But now, even if you made the mistake, you're like, well, I did ask the universe for something and I ended up in an oubliette with hoggle. It's right where you're supposed to be. It's a divine soul connection helping your ass. Calm down. I know it ain't what you thought it was going to be, but you're going to be okay. Right? Now, I notice that that's what I'm saying when I said that is because with this 4 junks reverse, it seems like there's no real stability right now. Might be another reason where I'm getting more of the she chose down, hit the bottom of the hole type deal. Whatever's happened, whatever decision you made was the right decision to land you exactly where you needed to be in order to find a divine soul connection. It is not easy to come here to volunteer to find fucking earth angels. You're not going to find them in bright, shiny places, right? Those aren't the ones that need help. We came here to bring light to the fucking darkness, not light to the lit up party. You are where you are because you were there to find a divine soul contract to work out. Okay? To work with or to work out. Who we got now? Aquarius. Aquarius, we got the Hermit, we got the the Queen of Poles, and we got the Ace of Feathers. All I get with this Hermit card, it's the guy with the bird head. The bird brain. What's the quote from it? Sometimes to go forward. Sometimes going forward leads you to the back. Where's the book? It's got the quote in it. I love for this guy. I have a thing I like to come correct y'all. Sometimes the way forward is also the way back. Taking action for action's sake can lead to a burnout. Yeah, this is a character that spends a lot of time. Well, that was really helpful. Right? I got a Queen of Poles here. You got a Queen of Fire energy going on here. Definitely. I feel like it's definitely a balance between sitting down and trying to work everything out and being very reflective, and a balance and an energy of, I want to move. I want to do something. I want to go forward. I want to move forward. I want to, the Queen of Fire wants to do stuff. She wants, to create and to manifest. That's the thing. It's an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius card. I definitely got an Ace of Feathers here. Right? That's the Ace of Feathers. So that's power, victory, and clarity is the main potential for that card. Right? So there's a lot of power and victory here with these two characters. It's just a matter of balancing when to sit still, when to be retrospective, and when to start conjuring and creating, right? It's a very cute energy. I like that. Last but not least, Pisces. Pisces, I got a 4 of Swords, a lot of time of recuperating and rebuilding your energy and focusing on like the mental aspects of building a foundation in your mind almost, right? I got the 8 of Swords reversed here. And the Knight of Pentacles here in the middle. So, there's been a lot of passive energy, a lot of recuperation going on. But I definitely get a sense that there's this manifesting energy that's definitely trying to come through, right? The Page of Pentacles wants to discover more things. It's full of energy and passion, wants to discover new things and do new things, right? So there's been a lot of time of recovering to get into this energy, but now is the time with this 8 of Swords reversed. What? It's time, baby. It's time. What? Take that blindfold off. Like, sneak over to one of those swords, cut off the damn bindings, kick them the fuck over, and get on with your life, honey. Stop sitting still. Stop sitting still. Okay? Pisces, it's time to make some moves. Good, bad, or ugly. It's time to make some moves. Stop worrying about what could happen. Start focusing on what could go wrong and just look at all the possibilities and all the amazing things that just might happen to go right. You'll never know if you don't give it half a second, right? We get one oracle card here from my girl Sarah at the Zenden's deck. Intuitive tarots. Intuitive oracle cards here. What? Vision. It's time to follow your visions, y'all. What was your vision? Time to tap into that divination again and get back into the game. All right? Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love y'all so much. Get you one magic card before we go. Open your third eye. Just screenshot that. Open your third eye. Saffron has long been used to bring forth intuition, heightened psychic powers. Saffron water is made by steeping 1 teaspoon of saffron in 2 cups of boiled distilled water. Dip your hands in the water and touch your third eye, the center of your forehead, and say aloud, Istar, Athena, Diana, Astarte, fill me with your presence this night. I am whole, I am at peace, which each breath I do inspire, so mote it be. Blessed be, y'all. I hope you guys have a beautiful full moon, and I'll be back with some more regular cards and coffee just as soon as I can, I promise.